The competition's at the halfway point and already many have fallen by the wayside. And now the WRC heads to Greece, the land of myth and legend. The rally's tough reputation comes from the hard, unforgiving landscape. Temperatures can be as punishing as Kenya, and all around the boulders easily capable of ruining more than a driver's chances. Modern-day heroes are made or broken on the Acropolis Rally.
Hello there and welcome back once again to some more WRC. Today we'll continue our Let's Play. This is episode 7. In today's episode we are taking a look at the Greece aka Acropolis Rally. Let's get into it. We did pretty well last rally. I did call it Greece several times. It was actually Cyprus, and the reason we unlocked Greece at the end of that is because Greece was the next stage. And that's why I got confused. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into our first stage. Alright. Here in Greece with a very purple looking hue over everything.
3, 2, 1, go.
So Greece and Cyprus are pretty darn close together, so I'm going to imagine they're going to be very similar rallies. Greece is probably going to be a mixture of Argentina and Cyprus, one would imagine. It does look a little bit sort of car battering, but so far so good. Again, this is rally number 7. Ooh, went the wrong way there. This is rally number 7 and we haven't lost a single one yet. So, actually means by the end of this rally, moving on to the next rally, we are halfway through our WRC career. At least this first initial playthrough of the game. And all's going well so far. Tragically though, Peter Solberg would be killed. Oh, the car is... Oh. Usually we survive those. This time round, we did not get so lucky. Car is... I say car is not happy. Car doesn't look happy. It feels sort of unhappy, but in terms of actual pace, we're not too bad on this one. Again, it's that reverse psychology I was using a lot in that last episode. I shouldn't have said anything about us doing well, because then we would have not fallen face first off a cliff and died, but tragically the only thing wrong with our car is a bit of smoke and the hazards won't turn off. If we can maintain about 3 seconds down on those, we'll have no issues whatsoever, because we'll probably make that up in the next few stages. So here's what a really damaged car drives like, by the way. The answer is it pulls to one side slightly. It's a bit slower, it's a bit trickier to drive, but it's not actually that much worse. So 8 seconds, the car almost exploded. Also, apparently the hazards stay on in the thing if you do that, which is a bit strange. Anyways, auto saving. We get 4th, Burns gets 5th. Schwartz is up into 6th. Go on, Schwartz. Get Skoda some points. Anyway, stage 2. Palavani. Let's go. Okay, stage number 2. Let's try not to have a massive accident on this one. Again, like to remind people, despite the massive accident that would have killed us in real life very badly, probably got the entirety of WRC banned by having that big of an accident, we managed to stay in 4th, so we're still top 4 despite all of that happening. So yeah, a little bit of ground to make up. I think it was about 8 seconds down on the leader of that stage, who I don't remember. It was either Sainz or Delacour, or it should be McRae. Okay, we are 2 seconds up on Ford Driver. Ford Driver's a bit of a weird one, considering he seems to be doing pretty well in a lot of these stages in terms of split times. He just can't really bring himself to finish a rally particularly strong enough. Of course, in real life that makes sense, because McRae did like to retire quite often, but this game doesn't have car retirements, as you could probably tell by the fact we fell off a giant cliff and was absolutely fine. So Signs, Ford, Mackinnon, yeah, okay, if we can maintain this sort of pace we should be pretty spot on in terms of continuing our dominance so far. Random bush in the middle of the road. Don't look like a person, that's why I try and aim for it. That's also completely not the way you're supposed to take a hairpin. Some of these corners look really tricky, but my way of driving means that they're kind of smoothed out and driven over. 8 seconds up on Ford, 3 seconds up on Signs. I wonder where Burns is. Probably 5th. Unfortunately, Subaru, despite the fact this stage is actually pretty darn similar to the Cyprus Rally, we can't maintain before Mariah's decided to not do very well this time round. Neither's Martin by the looks of it, so it is me and Burns once again to fly the Subaru flag and attempt to fly it well. Although once again this seems to be a very Ford rally. Although Mitsubishi's doing a lot better. Mitsubishi sort of had a bit of a piss poor showing last time round. But this time around they should be alright. Loix is hoping to get back into the championship picture too by the looks of it. So, if he keeps being the fastest Mitsubishi, I'm fine, because Mackinnon sort of keeps him down below. And I've just got to worry about Signs later on. Yeah, we were big time up on that rally. Alright, cool. So we've made up for our very piss poor performance previous time around, apparently. Okay. Auto saving, and Solberg, Signs, Ford driver, Loix, Burns was in 5th, and then Armin Schwartz is in 6th. Schwartz is beating Mackinnon. Incredible. If Schwartz can get a 6, again, that will sort of shoot Skoda up a little bit further, because Skoda, of course, last time around, manufactured point-wise, they were taken over by Hyundai. So that would get them time with Hyundai again. If only Schwartz wasn't the only competent Skoda driver, eh? And away we go for stage number 3, I believe this is.
3, 2, 1, go!
I only noticed it in the previous rally, but they have like all of the car brands sort of right at the start advertised, pretty much in every single stage by the looks of it. So yeah, we see all the, even the underrepresented brands like Hyundai. No Skoda sign so far yet though. Maybe in like one of the final stages there's a giant sign that says Skoda! Simply clever! On it, or whatever their slogan is these days. Or was back in the day. I have no idea what Skoda's slogan back in the day was. Not as bad as you'd think. We drive cars in the World Rally Championship. Could have been another one. I think as much as we knocked Skoda, the Felicia actually did okay in its class. In fact, I know it did okay in its class. I believe it won the rally in 1994, and then Skoda wouldn't win a single thing until 2010 with one of the Fabia S2000 cars. They almost got third at one point, and then they accidentally changed the clutch when they shouldn't have, and killed all momentum. Good job, Skoda mechanics. So naturally, when I played Dirt Rally for the first time, I immediately chose the Fabia and won, because I feel bad for the Fabia. I feel bad for Skoda. They got it done well. It's a little bit weird that sort of Volkswagen and Seat end up getting involved in WRC around the same time. You'd figure out maybe, you know, they'd split it down the middle and say, oh, you know, Porsche, which isn't part of that group, sort of go off and do endurance racing, Volkswagen do, I don't know, F1, Skoda do rallying, and Seat do food. I don't know. Seat's a little bit useless, let's be honest. I don't like Seats, in case you're wondering. I like the old Seat like Leons and Toledos and stuff, but I'm not a huge fan of modern day Seats because they are exclusively driven by cunts for the most part. Yeah, pretty much the same we'd be expecting from this entire rally, nothing much to write home about. Loix is doing well, which is fine for us because, again, knocking Mäkinen further down. Although Sainz is our bigger issue at the moment, considering I think he came back up in the championship. Mäkinen was beating him for a little while. So, Carlos, Ford driver, Loix, Burns. Mäkinen's coming back up. He beat Arai by a little bit. How's Arai doing? Okay. So Schwartz, I mean, I'd prefer Arai to be where Schwartz is right now, but hopefully Schwartz can keep hold of 6. 2 rallies to go. He's got a second between him and Mäkinen. He's probably not going to keep it. Mäkinen is probably going to walk the park in one of these stages, but you never know. He may do well. He may not. Okay, stage number 4. Oh, there's the Skoda banner. There's the Skoda banner. Finally seen it. I can die happy now. No, I'll die full of pain and misery and suffering, but who knows, I might be able to finish WRC 1 before I do that. Who knows? Carrying on with the stage though. This is one of those weird stages where it looks like you have to change direction a lot, but in truth you should drive over the entire thing. And the AI probably do the same as well, even though it's obvious that they probably shouldn't be doing that. Drive over a bunch of bricks and rocks and stuff. 4 driver signs, Burns. You can't Burns. You need some more valuable points for the manufacturer effort now that Arai is pretty much out of this one. In terms of getting points anyways. Who knows, maybe he'll come back and be second in the championship, but I highly doubt it at this point. I think considering we're almost halfway through the championship, sort of the way things are shaping up is probably the way things are going to stay. It seems like top 3 is going to be me, Sainz and Mäkinen. Oh no, Arai's in 4th, okay, never mind, I'll take it back. If he can get a pretty good run on this stage, he might be able to take the 6th spot off of Schwartz. Again, as much as I want Skoda to get a point, I'm driving for Subaru, so obviously as many Subaru drivers as I can get in the top 6 and getting points and getting manufacturer total points, the better. Yeah, no, a bit of a disappointing performance from Burns so far, to be honest with you. Maybe he's going to come a lot better in like the final closing stages of the rallies. Because I think that might be what he did at IRL. I don't remember him doing particularly well until it sort of... Schwartz is in 4th. Oof. I can't remember how much space there's between Schwartz and 5th. I was too busy looking at how fast Schwartz is going to be knocked off by Mäkinen, but apparently he might be doing a bit better than we expect. That's crazy dog. Indeed. Too long, left 3, into 5 right, into 4 left, into... Oh, that's the same standings we used to. Loix doing pretty well. Loix is... I think he got pushed out of the championship last time, if I remember rightly, but this time around he seems to be making his way for a comeback. Making his way downtown. Do 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 do. That was a drift. Almost on the home straight. And there we go. Yeah. Ending's pretty much what we expect. I'd imagine Burns got 5th. I know, unless Schwartz managed to get it somehow. Someone tells me Schwartz probably didn't do quite as well in that rally and is probably going to be castrated back down to 7th. But, you know, we want Skoda to score that crucial point. Yeah. Solberg, driver, Sainz, Loix, Mäkinen, Burns. Yeah, Schwartz really dropped off. Arai didn't do too badly though. So Burns is in 5th, Mäkinen pushes Schwartz out. Schwartz probably hasn't got a hope in hell of getting back up there. But 4 drivers beating Carlos Sainz, and if we can continue that pace, that's good, because again, Sainz is closer to us in the championship. So if 4 driver wants to knock him down a peg, that's absolutely fine by me. Do I want Loix I guess, yeah, likes in front of signs would also help us currently, because likes isn't bothering us all that much. Okay, final round of this particular rally. Let's go.
3, 2, 1, go.
See how this goes for us.
Left 3.
This will be the final rally for this particular recording session as well. Did pretty well though, managed to bang out 3 rallies. Do feel a little bit tired now though,
Left 2.
which is a bit of an issue considering I've got to go to work after this.
Right 4.
So, doing well, but never mind.
Left 3.
Only like my job requires any brain power whatsoever. Anyways, Burns is up into 4th, probably isn't going to stay there. I'm going to imagine it's going to be 4 driver signs and likes at the end of this, and then that'll be exactly how this rally ends. A little bit interestingly.
Right 5.
Yeah, last episode we was getting excited because things were hotting up. Arai was finally starting to arrive. Yep, there you go. But, yeah, no. I mean, Arai's actually doing alright, I will say. Arai's doing a hell of a lot better than Martin. In all honesty, considering the promise he was showing, or would have shown this year and hasn't done so far in this championship, you'd be, I think Arai's probably being more impressive than Burns is right now, but, again, who knows, Burns might finally recover his way around. Be interesting to see what this game, thinks a Subaru rally is. Like one where the Subarus can properly dominate. It looks like, to me at least on the surface, the Lancer has a little bit more stability and the Subaru is a little bit more well-rounded, I guess. I'm not 100% sure if that's the case because I haven't driven... Well, I don't know enough about the game to really drive any of the cars and make a comparison over which is which, but I'm imagining the Mitsubishi's probably more stable because it's older and bigger. A little bit of a weird way to finish, but we should... Yeah, we maintain the lead. Burns got 4th though, so that's cool. Beating out Loix and Mäkinen. I don't know if that'll be enough to put him into 4th, but we shall see. I'm hopeful. We've unlocked the Kenya single rally and Kenya time trial, so we'll be going to Kenya next time around. Okay, cool. Alright, we shall also save our game quickly. Hopefully this doesn't rename us to Emile. No, it doesn't. Amazingly, the save games can apparently keep the names, but everything else can't. Just check that worked. Yep, Kenya stage 1. Cool. Alright, so Solberg, driver signs, Burns, Loix and Schwartz pulled it back. Oh wow, he got a pretty... I don't think that'll be enough though, no. So it is Solberg, driver signs, Loix, Burns, Mäkinen, Schwartz just misses out on that top 6. Ryan 8th, Didier in 9th, Ericsson got 10th. Alright. So we are the Acropolis winners, and the actual driver standings, we are 38 points clear of Carlos Sainz, who is decidedly beating Mäkinen now. Richard Burns is in 4th, Freddie Loix comes up from 6th, Ford driver goes from 12th to 6th, knocking off Francis Delacour, who drops out of the top 6. And then Marcus Gronholm, who I still can't remember when he scored points, but apparently he did. There's everyone out. I said I was only going to show this off every now and again, but so far we are yet to see points from McRae, Latti, Panizzi, Bruno Ferri, Philippe Bugaski, Jesus, and Marco, unfortunately. Panizzi's probably the most surprising one though. Anyways, manufacturer standings, we are 44 points clear, which is exactly how many points Ford has got. Yeah, we're getting 12 points from that. Mitsubishi's in 3rd, Peugeot's in 4th, Skoda unfortunately did not score another point, which would have brought them level with Hyundai, and Citroen still has nothing. So, poor old Citroen. Hopefully they'll gain a point at some point soon. Anyways, thank you all very much for watching. Next time we're going to be taking a look at the Kenyan rally apparently, so join us for that. Until then, farewell.
You know what I'm saying. The sorrow that my heart holds in, knowing just where my hopes and dreams are going.